respected rector and other officials of this prestigious college, respected speakers from Guwahati and other places, other dignitaries present here, and my dear students. Let me begin, first of all, congratulating this college as well as the organizers of this seminar, national seminar, for taking the initiative on a very important and very consequential topic like artificial intelligence. As we know, artificial intelligence is the in thing in today's world today. Anywhere in the world you go, any newspaper you go, any journal you read, everywhere you'll find AI, AI, AI. And rightly so. I'll point out to you that this is something to be expected, given the history of modern science for the last, let's say, 450 years. Steadily, modern science has been making progress. I'll give you a brief sketch of that one when I begin my presentation proper. And this is, as already mentioned, this is going to have consequences which we cannot even anticipate now. We cannot even anticipate right now, because as you may know, that AI program is still in its infancy, we could say. It's not even 30, 40 years, even much less than that. The brain research, for instance, the decade of the brain, they used to talk about it. The decade of the brain is 1990 to 2000. That's the time when we began knowing about our brain. Before that, a lot of guesswork was there with regard to neurological sciences, the brain, and psychiatric techniques and so on. And artificial intelligence can come only after that, in a way. Of course, certain technological background developments were there, no doubt. From 1960 onwards, you see, you have 1950, strictly speaking, onwards, you have got Turing tests and all those things, and they are all related to computer science and artificial intelligence. But the real thing began only a few decades ago. And so it's only the beginning. Now let quantum computing take off. It's in the initial stages now. Once that starts, we don't know where we will go, because quantum mechanics, quantum theory is based on the uncertainty principle of Heisenberg. Without Heisenberg uncertainty principle, quantum theory doesn't work. And uncertainty principle tells us that there is certain amount of uncertainty about everything. Science does not have the last word. As Father Mathai may remember, Father Dr. Mathai may remember, I used to teach him that science gives us the best knowledge, but not perfect knowledge. Science certainly gives us the best knowledge, so go be with science. You cannot get anything better than that, but doesn't give you perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge means, you cannot go any point beyond. Perfect means, you have reached the saturation point. There is no question of going any further. Best means, okay, given the situation now, this is the best one you can have. We cannot get anything better. But tomorrow you may find something else. That is where science is. That is what quantum theory is also telling us about. The uncertainty principle. And once it is based on that, nobody knows. Only God will know. But otherwise, nobody knows. Not even science knows that. Okay. And so Father Dr. Jose was mentioning to us the frightening structure of artificial intelligence and AI-powered devices. Okay, they are very frightening. But let us remember that even right now, as far as the technology and the knowledge or theory with regard to artificial intelligence and AI-powered devices concerned, right now we humans have still a hold on that. We still have the last word. Because after all, the programmer decides the thing. Now it is possible that in course of time, and as I say, when quantum theory takes over and various other theories are also in the air now, what will happen we do not know. But as it is, humans do have, a hold on the matter. The humans do have a place in the decision making. And that is what we want to develop. And that is why I'm very happy that the Department of Value Education also has taken up this thing. Not just computer science alone. Computer science alone will give you the technology. And if you want that technology to serve humanity, then you have to bring in the value education. Values have to come in. And it is very beautifully, we brought up all the major religions here, major religions in India in the beginning. Very good. I was very happy to see that, because that is how it should be. All religions, no matter what your affiliation is, all religions have something to say. And they have certain values which I think universally accepted. And these values will have to be upheld. Otherwise, science will not be a human science. Science will not be by humans and for humans. After all, science is by humans and for humans. This will not be there. And so these values are also important. We need to bring these two together. And this is the vision of Indian Institute of Science and Religion. To put it in a simple language, to the mission, the vision, and from the vision comes the mission of IISR is to blend harmoniously the latest findings of modern science. Today it is AI. And the deepest insights of religions. We are not confining ourselves to one religion. The deepest insights of religions to build up a better society, a better humanity, and for us Indians, a better India. That is the goal of science-religion dialogue. We want the latest findings of modern science. Latest. We are not afraid. Nobody should be afraid of science. Science is our friend. We will develop it. For our betterment, we have developed it. And the latest finding of science and the deepest insights of religions. All religions have got deep insights. And we want to blend these things harmoniously. And when we do that, we have the resources of science at our disposal, resources of religions at our disposal. We will be in a rich position to harmoniously blend these things, and we will have a better world, better humanity, and better future, and of course for us Indians, a better India. This is what we are trying. And you people have come here to be part of this movement, to build up a better India, a better world, better humanity. And on my own behalf and our organization's behalf, I warmly welcome you and congratulate you for taking this initiative. So with these words of introduction, let me move into our business, the presentation itself. Okay, and I presume that most of you are new to this field. You may know something about it, but this particular field, especially in that harmonious blending aspect of it, you may not be so familiar with. So I begin my presentation with telling you, giving you my abstract, because that will encapsulate the ideas I am going to communicate during this hour. So let me begin with my abstract. Okay, so let me begin. To be godlike has been the dream of many a human from the dawn of civilization. The incredible strides modern science has been making for the last 400 plus years, particularly during the last 100 odd years, seem to offer humans much hope that this dream of humanity is within their reach. No other breakthrough in science and technology is more reassuring in this context of this dream, than artificial intelligence, especially when accompanied by robotics and humanoid technology. So this is the introduction thing. After presenting some introductory ideas about the overall theme, my paper or my presentation attempts to identify the AI-powered humanoids like Sophia, Amica, etc. Sophia is the best known humanoid. You go anywhere about artificially powered humanoid, you find Sophia. And Sophia, as you know, from 2017 onwards, is a Saudi Arabian citizen. If Saudi Arabia ever have an election, democratic election, then this Sophia will be going and voting. And she will be, you can call her she, I suppose, or whatever you want to call, because will be voting, and this may happen in other places also. Anyway, and then I mentioned Amica. Amica is the most advanced humanoid today. Of course, there is a Neo. Neo also is catching up, but Amica is considered to be, the British product, is considered to be the most advanced one. And that's why I'm mentioning their names. There are many, many more. It points out that to be considered human, a humanoid has to fulfill at least 4 conditions. Many conditions are there, and I am spelling out 4 of them, because we don't have that much time to go into all the other conditions. Okay, what are those 4 conditions? High complexity. I'll explain this later on. High complexity. Second one is have emotions and be able to respond to emotions meaningfully. Okay. The third one is consciousness. And the fourth requirement is rationality. Thinking, ability to think rationally, logically. These 4 are the minimum requirements for considering something human-like. Okay? Okay. Now, after a rather detailed analysis of these points, the paper concludes that thanks to recent developments afoot in AI research and computer technology, to a considerable extent, these conditions are being fulfilled, although much more needs to be done. It also points out that given the strategy used by AI, the strategy used by AI today, and the mode of development of computer technology, AI humanoids can never match human capabilities, particularly with regard to consciousness and rationality. In certain essential aspects, the artificial devices will not be able to match human capabilities. Okay, there are areas where the artificial intelligence will outsmart humans, especially for calculations and repetitive activities, routine activities. That it will outsmart. But routine activities is an accomplishment of the machine, whereas certain creative thinking and so on are the real human-like activities. When those things come, as things stand now, humans have got an edge, at least in that thing. But what will happen, as I told you, when quantum computing and all those things come, what will happen? Only God alone knows. But we will see when that comes, we will find out how to respond to it. Let us wait and see. That has been the game science has been playing. Science will bring up new things. People react to it. In light of that, those reactions, science will modify itself and grow. In spite of all this, science is growing. It will continue to grow. And we want science to grow. All right. Okay. And so now, in certain areas, this will not be, the paper discusses, in certain areas, this will not match human capabilities, I'm saying. Okay. Now, also the paper will discuss very briefly some of the merits and demerits of the AI revolution. Already mentioned some of them. Father Dr. Jose already mentioned some of them, but a few more I will be explaining here. And ultimately, where do we stand today in light of all these discussions and developments? Okay, in light of all this study and reflection, the final conclusion is that AI humanoids are a blessing, and we should congratulate and support science and the scientists involved in this development. Yes, we must salute our scientists and science for giving us this great gift, greater capability. We should. Okay, that's first thing. But these scientific products can only be collaborators and valuable assistants to humans, not competitors and much less rivals to humans. This is my position, my basic position. We want AI to develop, but AI and humans should collaborate with each other. They should be complementing each other. Certain things, machine will do better. Use machine there. And certain things, human ingenuity will do better. Use human ingenuity there. Together let us go. There is no need of rivalry. There is no need of putting down the other fellow. Let us go together. United, we can do everything. Divided, we can do nothing. You see, that is a lesson ultimately that emerges from all these discussions. This is how I will be concluding my presentation. Okay, so let us now move on. Now, to introduce the thing, situating the AI revolution. Why did AI revolution come today and during this period? And what is the background? Is it part of a process that has been going on for the last 450 years? And I would say yes, it was part of a process, and step by step, science is making progress. And I am identifying four periods or 4 ages of the development of science. The first age I will call the age of discovery. Remember, let us begin modern science from the time of Copernicus, 1543. 1543, Copernicus gave their Revolutionibus. Many people consider that as the starting point of modern science. I'm not talking about science only. I'm talking about modern science, the type of science which has sent people to the moon, and then our India space program and so on. In all these places, modern science is involved. We are not talking about ancient sciences and so on. They have their place. We should respect the ancient sciences, no doubt about it. But we are talking about modern science in this particular zone. Okay, in the beginning, science was mostly concerned about discovery, new data, new laws, new theories. We all know this. Second age is age of mastery in the physical world. Now, slowly, humans are never status quo. We want always to improve. We always want to make progress, and that is the secret of our success. And so they got all this information, all these laws, and so on. Now, how can I use this law for the betterment of humanity, betterment of this world? And to begin with, they began saying, how can I, master the physical world using my scientific knowledge? So that is what I'm talking about, the mastery of the physical world, technological age. If you want the Industrial Revolution in England and so on, the technological age took off. Okay, and so then science began using this knowledge and techniques acquired to master and control the physical world. We have not been able to control the physical world fully, but to some extent we can control. Remember, that the earthquakes, for instance, or the floods which are now taking place in our own India, our Sikkim or other places, and not exactly Sikkim, but nearby is happening, all these things. And we have certain control over it. At least we can predict that this is coming, and so please watch out. And millions and millions of lives have been saved because of that. So there is a certain amount of control over nature, physical nature. Then, age of mastery in the biological world. I'm talking about genetic revolution. Genetic revolution, remember, in the 1990s and 2010s, and now also it is going on. That is, humans' ability to control the biological world. We can modify the existing species, existing being we can modify. That means we have got certain power, certain control over the biological world. And the last one is the age of mastery in the neural world, neurological world. That is where we are now. The computer age, especially the AI age, is the neural world. And here science is coming. So science is steadily making progress, making use of whatever has gone before. They go further and further. This is the path science has been taking. And we should be proud of our scientists, proud of our human ingenuity, and we should support them, we should salute them, we should congratulate them, encourage them. That is very important. Okay. But at the same time, as I will mention, that humanity cannot be ignored. After all, if you ignore humanity, what is it all for? So that way, humanity will have to be taken into consideration. And to do that, we need values and principles and religious ethics, religious morality, and so on. Okay. So this is how I'm situating. Now I want to point out that we have seen these 4 revolutions or 4 ages. But this age is something very special. We cannot take the AI age for granted. It is something very unique, something very special. And I just want to bring home to you this fact. And I am giving you one small example, just one illustrative example to show how serious and significant this AI age is. And so that we will be prepared for it, prepared for the benefits of it, prepared also for the harm it can do if you are not careful. All right. The arrival of AI revolution is no ordinary event because this involves intelligence, the significance and consequences of which are enormous and far-reaching. Just a small illustration to show that intelligence, when you play with intelligence, we are in a different world. We are playing a completely different game. And what is the illustration I'm giving from science? I'm giving the illustration. The genomic difference between chimpanzees and humans is less than 4%. At one time they said 1%. Now the most accurate one says about 4%. Okay? 4%. 96% we are all chimpanzees. We are, all of us sitting here. 96% of us, genetically speaking, scientifically speaking, are all chimpanzees. 4% we are not. And that is why we are sitting here in this classroom and listening to each other. Not on the treetops. If the chimpanzee is still sitting on the treetops, the big difference is this 4%, genetically speaking. And this 4% is very, very significant 4%. All right. Okay. Chimps appeared on Earth about 6 to 8 million years ago. 6 to 8 million years ago, chimps appeared. And they appeared on the top of trees. Almost 8 million years ago. Humans appeared 3 lakhs of years ago. Humans, instead of sitting in the caves or whatever it is, they are now going to the moon and they're trying to go to the Mars and other places. And chimpanzees still sitting on the treetop and watching the humans doing all these things. And where does the difference come from? Intelligence. This is the thing we are playing with. And so we cannot take it for granted. We have to be well prepared. It's very, very important. Don't take it as one of the stages of this one. This is a very, very significant stage, and we have to be aware of it. And we have to take appropriate steps to profit from it and also to make sure that doesn't hurt us. This is the main point of this seminar, seminars of this type. You see? All right. Now let's move on to the next one. There's a few things, and I think the professor will be giving more details about the scientific part of it. So I will not be speaking much about the scientific part. I will be emphasizing the reflective part of it, the consequences of it, implications of it, and so on. Just everything. What is AI? AI is intelligence that is produced artificially in a machine. It's an attempt to produce human-like intelligence in a human-made machine. Okay. And there are different types of AIs, weak AI, strong AI, and generative AI. I will not spend time on this. You can get it from any books or from the net and so on. So because time is running out, I can make out. So let me proceed further. There are different types of AIs. For instance, when you talk certain machines, DOTI, for instance, if you are booking a railway, in Indian Railway, DOTI comes in there. And that's also an AI thing. But that one is only a weak AI. and a particular gadget for performing a particular function. That will be weak AI, and the other things are also there. Let us not spend time on that. Okay, all right. Now the serious question which I want to ask is, how human are humanoids? How are we to treat these humanoids? Are they humans like you and me? And if they are, then we have to deal with them in a particular way. Are they just machines, sophisticated machines? Yeah, if they are, still we have to respect them, but in a different way. So it's the vital question, and that is the theme of this conference also. I have put the theme in a different way, that's all. And so what are these humanoids? How are we to deal with them? Now scientists are saying, some of them, like Elon Musk is telling us in about 10 to 20 years, there is a lot of hype, because Musk is a hype man after all. You know him very well. But it will come. It will come eventually. There's no doubt about that. All right. Yeah. But how are we to say? They are saying that, say 50 years from now, there are conferences like this, half of the people sitting there will be humanoids, and half of them will be humans. Now, how are we going to address this one? He, she, what are we going to call them? That's one problem. And how are we going to respect them? All kinds of things are there. And that he will not die because of machine. Whereas we, after some, now I am 78 years of age, now I am no more what I used to be 30 years ago, something. We have this aging problem. This machine will not have any aging problem. It may have some, breakdown here and there, but still it can be, it can go on for a long, long time. Okay, how are we going to treat this? So it is a very vital question. Are humanoids humans? That's what I'm going to ask. And say, okay. Now, first of all, what is a humanoid? A humanoid is a non-human machine with human-like characteristics. Sophia and Amika and so on I mentioned. And humanoid becoming human. To be considered human, I say, at least 4 conditions will have to be fulfilled. Okay, now let us go those conditions one by one. First, here's a picture of Sophia Hepburn. Those who are film enthusiasts will know, she looks like Hepburn. Hepburn is one of the Hollywood actresses, one of the famous Hollywood actresses. Okay. And now comes Amika. Amika, they have not yet given her a dress. She is undressed now. And once they have given dress, because you open Sophia, you will find horrible, so many wires and this and that. Sophia looks so beautiful. Of course, here, this picture, I have not taken the best picture of Sophia. The best picture will look like an actress, and people may want to fall in love with her and so on, And because she has been very well dressed. But this one is not yet dressed because they don't know, it's being developed still, and so they don't know what actress's picture or actor's picture to give and so on. They're still deciding, Before that, they want to fix the capabilities, and then they give the shape, real shape. Okay, whatever it is, it is capable of doing much better than Sophia, much better than. Day before yesterday, I was listening to some of the latest capabilities of this Amika. Lot of capabilities, much more human-like than Sophia. You see, all right. Okay, now the 4 conditions are very high level of complexity. Now remember that we don't know what intelligence is exactly, but we know that the brain has an important role to play as far as intelligence is concerned. In some way, in a significant way, our intelligence is located or situated somewhere in the brain, or the brain has got something very, very serious to do with our intelligence. Okay, and so the brain has to be taken into serious consideration. And the human brain, as you know, is the most sophisticated, most developed being in the whole universe, even now, as far as our knowledge goes. No computer, no humanoid, nothing can match the human brain overall. Certain aspects, certain things, of course, machine can do faster and so on, but overall, the human brain is and very highly complex. And I give some data about with regard to that. the data you can find from any internet files, so I will not spend time on that. Very, very highly complex, and the machine which we want to make a human has to have this kind of complexity. Okay, and now where does computer capabilities say me? The hardware is a computer. Okay, the hardware. You see, the fastest computer of today is Frontier, the U.S. Frontier. And actually 2 years ago also this Frontier was the number one. And so just 2 days ago I checked, to see whether they have come up with any better one. No, they have made this one's a little better. Frontier has become slightly better, that's all. But Frontier is still the best computer, the most capable computer in the whole world. Okay, and its computing ability is given here, exaflops, that floating point operations, and it can conduct so many operations, 10 to the power 18. That means 1 followed by 18 zeros. That many operations it can do in 1 second. Imagine the speed with which it's moving. Incredible, incredible. But our human brain, in certain respects, is faster than that. This is the, 1 exaflop is the cutoff point. That from that point onwards, you become human-like. So, the present most advanced computer is just on the threshold of being human-like. Only on the threshold, in the boundary line. That's my point here, at present. But it will make progress, especially when quantum computing comes up. It is not only parallel, it is many computations taking place simultaneously. That is the beauty of superposition in quantum theory, you see. And so things will be. Second thing is, a human being is emotional. Emotion is very, very important for humans. We may say emotion, control your emotions, get rid of your emotions, and so on, we may say, but without emotions we cannot be humans. If you don't have any emotions, you are a machine, pure machine, good for nothing as far as this is concerned. Let me give an example if you want to. Some of you are tennis fans, I suppose. Maria Shaparova, you remember Maria Shaparova? She used to be number one, very beautiful lady, Russian lady. Okay, and she's very good, but you should see her muscles when her muscles are very much like a manly muscles. And somehow, because she's being very beautiful and blonde hair and everything, many people thought, oh my goodness, she's a very good sports girl, a very good tennis player. At that time, she was number one. And there were many wanted of, going out with her and so on, like having, make a friendship with her, intimate friendship with her. So one fellow, I think, somehow managed, and then he thought but after dealing with her, he was disillusioned completely, because this lady is not behaving like another Hollywood star or some other people, so emotional, and so she doesn't have that much, at least according to the report, that many emotions. She is a good player and she's determined and she will do that kind of thing. But not, being human-like and empathetic, and how are you, darling, and all this business didn't work. So he was disappointed because there was not enough emotions, because he was looking for emotional satisfaction, whereas she is a sports satisfaction, not emotional satisfaction. And machine will be much, much, much worse than that, you see. And, all right, so because without emotions you cannot. But the point with him is, humans are inherently capable of emotions. But humanoids, you see, in humanoids, now scientists computer programmers are trying to give emotional looking appearances to these machines. They are going to give, when I'm angry, my face becomes like this. So what they have done is, they make a humanoid with this kind of face. Okay, angry face. But they have made it. This is something externally given to. Emotions don't come externally. Emotions come from inside. That inside part, science has not been able to enter. This is very important to remember. Whatever the computer, AI is doing is externally fed. The command is given externally. But we humans, most of our actions, thinking and so on, come from internal impulses or internal inspirations. That internal part has been completely forgotten by computer programmers, computer technologists, and so on. I was very happy. I was reading up. I go on reading about these things yesterday and day before, and now they have become less hyped and more realistic. I said, now this particular person is saying, we are controlled only over the external part of it. The internal part still defy us. And that is where we are, that's where my important point will be. The internal part, how will we enter into the internal working of humans? And that human person. That is what we call, if you want traditional language, soul or what mind, whatever label you may give. But that internal thing is still baffling us, still baffling science. Maybe one day science will discover it, I do not know. I don't rule that out, but that's the point. So emotions also, this thing is externally whatever is happening. Externally, what are the expressions we find when someone is having this emotion, that can be duplicated. But internally, from where does it come? What is the source of this one? And how does it affect that human person? You see, when you are emotionally affected, our body is also affected. When you are down, you get depression and you may commit suicide. You may know this lady, her name, the top actress now, what is her name? Deepika Padukone. Deepika Padukone has been suffering from depression. Most successful woman in India. Are you familiar with this lady? Deepika Padukone? Very, very attractive lady and very good lady. But she was suffering from depression. Even now she says she gets bouts of that one. And so she has started an NGO. She has an NGO to help people out. And that's why I got great respect for her. She is using her money, the money she earns. She earns crores and crores. Even almost every day she must be earning crores because of her appearance and this and that. And she is spending part of that money for this NGO to help especially girls, women who are depressed to get out of their depression. She's doing that, you see. And so depression can come to anybody. Don't think that just because you are unsuccessful you get depressed. Yes, you may get, but those who are successful also get depressed. In fact, more successful people get depressed than others. All kinds of things. So emotions are a very, very complicated thing. And scientists are trying to get this in, and what I want to point out here is, to a great extent, they are making progress. They are making a lot of progress, still long way off. Okay, so let me proceed further. I will not spend any more time on this. I got many things here, hidden emotions and so on. Okay, having a heart, all right. Consciousness. The third thing is, to be human-like, you have to be conscious. Consciousness is the most important characteristic of a human being. If a human being does not have consciousness, it's as good as a vegetable. We have seen people, on this ventilator. They are just breathing. You can see their stomach going up and down, breathing, but nothing. Pure vegetable like. And you remove the ventilator, finished. You see, and so consciousness is the most important thing. Now, dear friends, we have a problem with this conversation. Nobody knows exactly what consciousness is. Be they scientists, be they philosophers, be they historians, nobody knows for certain what consciousness is. Okay? I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. When I was in my studies also, I was trying to figure that out. Consciousness and intelligence were the two things which I was trying to figure out. Because I have got a rather strong philosophical background. Also, I got a physics background. So I thought, I may be in a better position to figure that out. So I spent a lot of time. No. I mean, you get better ideas, all right. But only better ideas. You don't get the real idea. Now, this is it. You cannot say that. And so consciousness is, awareness, you say. But then we'll ask, what do you mean by awareness? Sentience, you will say, what do you mean by sentience? You would surely play on words. That is not, terminology will not help you. We don't know exactly what it is. Let me just give you one sentence. According to most scholars, the only assertion one can make regarding the concept of consciousness is that it exists. Consciousness exists. You ask them, I know what consciousness is, but don't ask me to define it. That will be our answer. Now suppose somebody says, no, I don't have consciousness. The fact that that person has said, I don't have consciousness, it's an intelligent answer. Any intelligent answer can come only if you are conscious. If you are a dead vegetable, no intelligent answer will come from you. So it is something which we cannot deny, but at the same time, we cannot put our finger on that. This is something, consciousness. And philosophers are also suffering from this, and philosophers of mind still trying to figure it out, and much less computer programmers. So we are trying at it. Let us encourage our scientists to try harder and harder. One day they may find it out. If they find it out, we will deal with that at that time. But right now, we don't have any answer to it. Next one is the problem of free will and so on. Intelligence, thinking. That's the fourth requirement of being human. Can a machine think? What is intelligence? How to identify it? So I mentioned the Turing test. Alan Turing, one of the most famous personality scientists in the computer sciences, neurological sciences. Already in 1950, brilliant man. He gave a test to find out whether some machine is intelligent or not. Okay, let me briefly explain that one. Suppose you have got two air-conditioned, completely cut-off rooms. Two rooms are there, and in one room a computer is sitting. Then another room a human person is sitting. And the third room, a person is asking a question. A person asks a question, maybe a difficult question. And and the computer also listens to it in a computer way, and then the person also can both answer. And both give the same answer. And the person who asked the question said, now you ask that person who asked the question, who is giving the answer now? The machine or the human person? Says, both are giving me the answer. Both are giving the answer. I cannot distinguish between the two. So if we cannot distinguish between the two, then that means the computer is as good as a human person. The computer can be treated as a human person. Well, and another person, John Searle, has given a counter argument to that. That is called Chinese room thing. We will not go into all these philosophical debates and so on. He proved that Turing's will give you, if you want, a necessary condition, not a sufficient condition. That again is a philosophical jargon. But every being to be considered human, at least it should be able to answer the question. But just being able to answer the question does not mean that is human-like, because there are many ways of answering a question. You see, that is the point. All right. And so now, with regard to intelligence, what is intelligence? Nobody knows for certain right now. Certain characteristics, certain expressions of intelligence we know, and that scientists have been able to duplicate. Okay. So again, the externals. We are playing with the externals, and their science is doing wonderfully well. But internal part of it, humans, what is life? We don't understand what life is. What is intelligence? What is rationality? We don't really understand that. We can give examples of it, but we cannot define it. And until we can define it, it is very, very difficult to accept that something is a human being. Okay, this is the upshot of this thing. All right. I'm sorry. I'm going wrong way. I'm sorry. Very sorry. Okay. Now let us come to a sort of evaluation of this, critique of this one. Positively, some positive things. Many positive things are there. Only a few things I'm mentioning. Experts agree that AI will enhance efficiency and effectiveness. It can reduce the cost of production, and also it can give you more comfort, more convenience, better predictability, better performance, and so on. And now you remember, we know we are in the space age now. Even India, fourth best country in the world now, we are all in the space age. In the space age, these humanoids will be a great, great help, immense help. Okay, and that is why we are saying that let humanoid technology advance. let the humanoid science progress. We want that. Because to do many, many things, to do certain experiments, if we have got a human-like humanoids, then we can send that one to not be affected by the temperature or the weather conditions and so on. And that can go and do the work as well as a human being. Use that humanoid there. Don't send a human being there, because too many problems will be there. Okay, and so it can help us in space exploration. And suppose somebody got trapped in a well, like a tube well. Very often you find small children getting trapped in the tube well. Now, if you have got a humanoid, it can go down there without any problem. A human being we cannot send because he has to breathe and all kinds of things. And so a lot of good things can be done by humanoids. So let us have humanoids. Okay. But there are areas where we may not want to have a humanoids. I will show that, a little bit of that. All right. Okay. Negatively, some negative thing. Human autonomy, human uniqueness, human dignity is sacrificed. Decision making is handed over to a code-driven black box devices. Black box device means something is happening there, but you don't know what is happening there. And so you see human decisions, serious decisions, where this person should be given a job or not. You are giving that to a machine. Maybe you are you are treating that person unfairly by denying her or him that job, because you are given it to a machine which cannot feel, which cannot understand the nuances of various things. You see? All right. And so you see, decision making is handed over to a machine. For certain things, all right, that maybe the price of this product, what is the price of this product? You can give it to the machine. Because whether a machine says it or a human being says it makes no difference. But where you have to make critical decisions, that is not something that can be handed over easily to machines. Okay. Massive danger of data misuse and even abuse. Already it is happening. So much cheating is going on because of data abuse. And people are, privacy protection is very, very seriously affected by these things. And so that will be one of the areas where harm can be done. And the most important serious thing for us in India is unemployment. Already we have so many people unemployed. Now, yesterday night, because this number of unemployed people in the world goes on increasing every day. So yesterday night I went and checked, and they are giving almost 1 billion jobs will be lost, or have already been lost now. 1 billion. A billion means 1 followed by 9 zeros. That many jobs. And many jobs have become obsolete.
Now here in this college, we got maybe about a dozen watchmen. Now if St. Anthony's College goes for AI after some time, say 10 years, 15 years, it may happen because everybody else will be using. You need to put only 1 or 2 technicians there. The rest will be all taken care of by the machine. You put a humanoid, or no need to invent a humanoid, just put a machine there, it will stop you, it will ask you questions, who are you, what do you want to do? And then, one person may be needed there to make sure that no misuse or abuse of the machine is done and so on. And you see, 20 people are, maybe a dozen people, 12 people are employed, there will be only 2 people employed at that time. And those 2 people will get good pay. But where will those 10 people go? Many of them are poor people. They cannot, they are not capable of doing any other work. Most of them may be, retired from the military and so on. Old people retired. Most of these watchmen are retired from the military. They can only fight and give galis to people, but not do other type of work. So where will they do? Where will their families go? Dear friends, this is a serious question to be asked. Very serious question to be asked, especially in our India. People with a PhD is going around without a job. I know some of my friends from Manipur in Delhi. They were coming and telling, Father, I have only a temporary job, and now they are trying to lay me off. What will I do? I got wife and children. What will I do? What cancer can I do? PhD he has got, and he has also passed on NET. A friend of mine, very good friend of mine. So these kind of situations, so many people like that. Can be how many? And we have crossed the 8 billion mark. Last in 2022 November, the world crossed 8 billion people. World population crossed 8 billion mark. 8 billion. We got more than enough people in this world today. Do we want to produce more people? And what will happen to people who are already here? Serious questions. Serious questions. We have to ask these questions. Okay? So what will you do? We'll have to say, another thing, weaponization of AI. You know, Stephen Hawking gave that doomsday prediction. That is, AI can do mischiefs. It can, once especially it becomes more independent, it can say, okay, go and shoot everybody. And Sophia, in one of the conversations, did that. I will destroy the human race, she says. And then the programmer got frightened, got embarrassed, because that is the statement they never wanted her to make. But she did make, and there is no reaction in her. She is just saying as though she has made a bombastic statement. Absolutely no reaction. That is the number one reason that this is a machine, not a human being. You see, I have that video with me, but because of lack of time I don't show it. But Sophia, recently it happened. All right. Okay. Weaponization of AI. Remember, Putin, every day he is threatening the world. Ukraine, but Ukraine alone will not be the sufferer. If something happens, it will affect everybody, including us. And AI becomes independent. Fully independent means very, very serious danger. You see, and so we have to think about this one. Moral degradation is another one. And this here, I want to show this picture. This is it's a beautiful girl, but it's a humanoid. This is available. If you want, you've got enough money, you can buy her. It was available in the open market. And there are many, this only, to show you people, I got only a very moderate one. I can show some other ones, which of course you can see yourself. I'm not going to show. But, these kind of things are in the market. $3 billion market now. Even in India it is available. Where exactly it is, I do not know, but you can easily find that out. Nowadays you can find out any product you want. Amazon may be storing them soon. Not yet, but soon. Okay. And this is only about women. Don't think only women. Men also they are making. You go there, so many designs are going on about men. So don't worry, but the ladies can go for men also. So it is the industry has no sex. Industry wants only money, but doesn't worry about sex. Male or female, doesn't matter. They will make everything for you, as long as you give them the money. Okay, so this problem will come. Families will break down. Marriage will break down. Dear friends, you can imagine what will happen. What will happen? When husband and wife don't love each other, what will happen to them? Their lives. What will happen to their children? What will happen to our society? It can completely disorient our society if it is not controlled. I'm not saying that this will happen. This can happen. And we should take appropriate steps that it doesn't happen. This is the point. Okay, some suggestions, quick suggestions I'm making is, what about my time? I still have some more time, okay. Enact new and innovative legislation. The existing legislations are not adequate to meet this contingency, this situation. The situation that has been created by the explosive growth of AI, and especially AI-Humanoids, that cannot be handled by the existing laws and principles of the governmental agencies, civil agencies. Some moral agencies also will have to come in. Moral principles also will have to be brought in. Okay, so innovative legislation will be required. Emphasis on common good. You see, one of the fundamental principles of this new morality will be common good is an absolute. You have to respect that thing as an absolute. Whatever I do, I should think what will happen to my brother or my sister next to me. How will it affect him or her? I have to take that thing necessarily into account. It's not an option. Oh, no. That his business is his business. I'm not going to bother about it. No, sir. We are all interconnected. We are all webbed together. We are living in a webbed world. We are all interconnected, whether we want it or not. And so I have to think about my brother and sister next door. Common good. I have to think about common good. I cannot only think about my own good. My own good I can think, but not enough. That kind of a mindset has to come. So those who are teaching value education and so on have to emphasize this point. Not private property and not privacy again, but also common good, common benefit. My brother and sister next door to me. All right. And uphold dignity and well-being, human dignity and well-being. Human dignity, even if it's a poor man, even if it's a man who is going to die, he or she is a human being, and I have to respect that person as a human being. I can't say, 5 minutes time it will be dead and it will not affect me. No, because I could be in that situation sometime later. I could be in that situation sometime later. And what will I think at that time? 5 minutes could be 50 years for a person, when you are in agony. You have experienced that. Time is very much psychological. The measured time is not psychological, but real time, according to latest thinking, is psychological. When you are in pain, time doesn't move at all. When you are in celebrating, in a celebratory mood, time flies away. And this is the truth. Today now, earlier they were not considering it, but latest development in philosophy of time is this, that time is more psychological rather than physiological or scientific. Scientific is only a measurement of time, which we have, by convention, decided. You see, that the earth takes 365 days or 365 and a quarter days. We have decided, we could say 10 days only, you could say that. Some calendars are giving less different timing. That's our convention. And accordingly we have made hours and all those things, you see. All right. And so that uphold human dignity and well-being, Another thing is education along these lines needed. That's what I mean by value education will have to be emphasized more now. In light of these things, value education, of course, you don't give only the old stuff. You have to bring up new things, and in your value education, you have to introduce new concepts and new examples and new illustrations and new thinking. That has been done. Everybody has got a homework cut out for him or her in this context. Okay. Emphasis on both civil and religious authorities on cultivating sound values. Sound values should not be left only to religious authorities. Civil authorities also have to take responsibility for cultivating, educating people with regard to ethical values, moral principles, and so on. Okay, all right. And I would say, in some ways, it boils down to the need of promoting science-religion dialogue today. And that is why our institute is taking up this kind of programs. You see, we are saying now, science alone is not enough. Religion alone is not enough. Religious values are important. Scientific rationality and scientific developments are important. But they somehow have to be harmonized among themselves. And this harmonizing is done by science-religion dialogue. So in a way, these developments are also telling us, time has come for us to emphasize or to look at science-religion dialogue as a serious matter. Let me reference, we mentioned something. I was 1980, I had just finished my master's. My master's I had already done, but in history of science, history and philosophy of science also I did a master's. Then I wanted to do a PhD in history and philosophy of science, and then of course, from the point of view of physics. So I went around meeting experts in different American universities. Since I am a Jesuit, I went to the Jesuit father, very, very highly respected, Norris Clark, his name, Fordham University, New York. So I went to him and he received me very much. And I said, Joe, what are you going to do your PhD on? He said, science-religion dialogue. Science-religion dialogue? He looked at me like this. This Indian must be coming from the bushes of India. He does not know what science is, he does not know what religion is, and he is saying science-religion dialogue. What nonsense is he talking about? This was his reaction. 1980, not 2000 years ago, 1980. But now time has come. He was a philosopher, basically a philosopher. He doesn't have any science background. That's what I'm saying. Very good man, very good Jesuit, and very, very highly respected in the academic circles and so on. But this was the situation. Today it has changed. And if it has not changed, it has to change. And all the IITs in India, I don't know about NITs, I'm not familiar with that. IITs I'm familiar with because I used to give talks in there. They have philosophy of science as one of the subjects. Especially Kanpur University is very strong in that, Kanpur. And also Kanpur IIT, I mean. Also Bombay IIT is quite strong in philosophy of science. Humanities they call it, but their philosophy of science is taught. They are sort of doing something in that line. But now it should become a regular subject in all the colleges and universities. It will come slowly. Okay, all right. Now the final thing I want to concluding remarks. What humanoids can do today? AI-Humanoids outsmarting humans? Well, many activities humanoids can do better than humans. But these are mainly mechanical, repetitive activities. For instance, I do not know whether this will work here. The bodyguard of the king of Bahrain. I don't think I can point that one. Probably it will not work on this. See whether he can make it work. Not that, sorry. I'll bring it here. This one, that center one, will it hit? On my laptop it works, but here, other ones, no. Forget about it, let's not waste time. You see the bodyguard, big fellow, and he is with the big arms. It's like he can walk and everything, and marching. Afterwards, we'll show it later on. When when you have got some break, we can show it, and goes around and this one can speak. I don't know how many languages, 12 or 13 languages this fellow can speak. This one can speak, and he's got several guns, and he's got all kinds of hidden cameras, and even some people are hiding and with a gun and to shoot the Bahrain king, and before he can shoot, the bodyguard will shoot that fellow down, that kind of thing. But it costs you $10 million plus. $10 million plus dollars. So if you got that kind of money, you can employ one of them. Okay? All right. Okay. So that kind of thing it can do. Routine things. Okay. Look at the other. What humanoids do not and perhaps cannot do. Rebelling against an order, a command. A command is given, do this, print this one. He said, no, I have no time today. Come, ask me tomorrow. He cannot defy. Command is given, he has to do it. You see, a human being can say, no, today I'm not keeping well, and you need that paper only 1 week from now, so please give me 1 more day. He can say and rebel. Humanoid cannot do that. On its own, it can be programmed to do that, but not its own. All right, free will and freedom to disobey. Does not have it. Will not have it. As far as humanoids are existing today, later on maybe it is possible, as I told you, quantum computing may change certain things. But even there, I think there will be difficulties. Doing heroic tasks, humaneness. Think about Mother Teresa going, and I have got the picture of hers here. See Mother Teresa going and kissing a leper who is about to die. In fact, he died after 5 minutes or something. She goes and literally kisses that person. And not for a show. Not for a show. Really from the heart. Can a humanoid be trained to do that kind of thing? No, thanks. It's okay. I'm finishing. Thank you. Okay. You see this kind of thing. That is one side. The other side I also want to show. Menachem Begin. I'm sure some of you must have heard about Menachem Begin. Let me show his picture. This person, he was one of the most powerful and prime ministers of Israel. He defied everybody, including the president of the US. He defied. Such a firm person. And this is a typical gesture of his. For instance, I remember him saying, Israel is not a banana republic for America to order it around. Banana republic means, Costa Rica and so on, a small republic where they will not even get up unless America tells them get up. We are not like that, he said, very strongly, you see. But this man, what happened? His wife died. He had a heart, He is not only big-willed, but he also had a heart. His wife died, and he was a broken man. He was under depression, and he gave up everything. Now, this is humaneness. Blind love, you may say. Irrational love, you may say, but this is human. This kind of thing, will a humanoid be able to do? I don't know. I have serious question mark there. I only put a question mark now. As a scientist, I should be open. So I put only question mark there. All right. And, okay, conclusion. All right. So with this, 2 minutes I'll finish. The path ahead, human-humanoid partnership. The onward march of science, human partnership must continue. Let science progress. Let science continue to blossom. We need to extend utmost support to this noble and fruitful partnership. We should salute our scientists and the science they are developing. And we should encourage them and support them. Okay. At the same time, we need to keep in mind that science is by humans and for humans. Hence, science cannot adopt anything that jeopardizes human dignity, human progress, human well-being. After all, humans have made it for humans' good. And if it hurts humans, what is the point in starting this one? God did not give us science. We humans developed it. That's the greatest achievement of humans, developing modern science. I consider it the greatest achievement of humans. Okay? All right? But it was developed by humans for the benefit of humans. I got historical, Newton's statement and statements of many, many outstanding scientists saying, I am developing this one for the benefit of humans. Literally they say. Newton's own statements I have, and many others I have got. They did not want their science to destroy humans. Not at all. Never, never. You see. And so we have to keep that in mind. All right. This means that the progressive march of science will have to be harmoniously blended with humaneness. That is, genuine love for our brothers and sisters, genuine respect for our brothers and sisters, genuine concern for our brothers and sisters. This has to be also there. Okay. Many enthusiasts of the AI revolution believe that in the future, AI-powered humanoids can take the place of humans. But we have seen that AI-powered humanoids fall short of certain necessary human qualities, particularly humaneness, and hence cannot take the place of humans. At the same time, AI-powered smart humanoids can assist humans in many important ways and many important roles, thereby enhancing human efficiency, human effectiveness, and human achievements. Indeed, AI humanoids can serve best as collaborators with the humans, not as competitors with the humans. Let AI develop and collaborate with the humans. Let humans be humble enough to accept that collaboration joyfully and gracefully from AI development. And together we can march forward. Together we move to tomorrow, to a better tomorrow. And this is my wish, this is our goal for this seminar. And I wish you all very, very fruitful seminar. And please remember, this is only a beginning. We need to keep this up because this revolution is going on. It's going to affect us individually as well as at the community level. And so we need to take it very seriously. And may this be a good starting point. Please keep it up. Wish you all the best and God bless you.